Play with my uncle's life because you're on a power trip. Okay, let play. So usual disclaimer, I'm on mobile and I'm still pissed. My uncle, who I'll refer to as Q, has a lung disease that has progressed since he was initially diagnosed. I can't remember the name of it, but it has caused him to be in severe pain and requiring a lung transplant. He was put on the transplant list over a year ago and now needs oxygen just to breathe. He has a portable oxygen concentrator he has been flying with since he first got it with no problems from the airline he flies with. It's FAA approved, prescribed, and he always carries his paperwork with him when he flies just in case. Tuesday he was informed that they found a donor and scheduled his surgery for the next day, Wednesday. His flight was originally supposed to leave at 5 a.m. with him being scheduled for surgery at 8 a.m. No problem, flight booked. My Uncle Q. My aunt, his wife, and my other aunt and uncle, his brother, get to the airport, get through TSA with no problem, and then get to the terminal where the problem begins. My uncle and aunt make it on the flight, and after a while they notice that my Uncle Q still hasn't boarded. Turns out a fairly new supervisor at the airline terminal is denying my uncle boarding, stating he can't have his oxygen concentrator on the plane and that he would have to either check it or not fly. Mind you, my uncle has been flying back and forth to the clinic with this same concentrator for well over a year, never denied. Now supervisor is saying no dice to someone going to have life-saving surgery and needs said oxygen to literally breathe. My Uncle Q is understandably upset and is in tears as this bitch is being rude, cruel, and basically a bitch. My uncle misses his flight. My aunt calls the clinic because my uncle just wants to give up and go back home. His doctors basically beg him to come while the ticket and gate agent are arguing with the supervisor that his concentrator is FAA approved and meets their guidelines and policies. She's of course refusing to listen, stating that just because he's flown before doesn't mean he's allowed to fly now and that someone wasn't doing their job correctly. The mention of a lawsuit and a complaint being filed to corporate finally has her snatching the paperwork from his hand that he's been trying to show since the beginning. It's only then that she finally relents, albeit too late for his originally scheduled flight. He's told he can get on the next flight a few hours later. His surgery was scheduled for 8 a.m. He went into surgery at 6 p.m. They should have finished 50 minutes ago. As for me, I'm petty. She almost cost my uncle his life because of her ego. So now I'm about to cost her her livelihood. Maybe odds be never in her favor.